Hello, little baby, and welcome to Miss Vega Says What. I'm Miss Vega. So, I haven't filmed in a while, so I wanted to film a video that was a reintroduction about me. And the first thing you should know about me is that I have no tech skills. So, I couldn't really look at my analytics and stuff to see what my channel needed, but I'll figure it out. But one thing I do know, because it's a theme in my life, is that most people don't take me seriously because of the way I look and that I'm so joyful in life. So I wanted to start off the video with giving you my credentials. And so my credentials are as follows. I spent 10 years as a volunteer at a children's hospital. I spent every Friday of my 20s holding babies in the NICU and stuff like that. And sometimes on Tuesdays. I've had 3 children through the foster care system. I currently don't have any children. I have an undergraduate degree in liberal arts and a bachelor's in education, a master's in education, and I'm an ABD. And for those of you that don't know, that means all but dissertation toward a PhD. And so with that, right, I am getting a PhD, or I have studied at the doctoral level, we could say, and we're going to move from ABD to ABC because I was a pre-K teacher. I know I have that vibe, but that doesn't undermine me. That actually strengthens me, and I'll explain how. I taught kindergarten and I taught early childhood special ed. And the reason I think that that's actually a strength is because pre-K teachers and kindergarten teachers take the infinite and they shrink it down to all these little worlds in their class. And that is a really specialized skill. And I think that they're undervalued for how well they can organize thought. Anyway, so after that, I taught the middle ages, 4th grade and 6th grade. I really do love tweens. And I've also worked with adults with intellectual disabilities. So again, I know part of the deal is like, she's just like so joyous and perky. How is she going to talk to me about my real hard hardships? So I wanted to tell you about me through my experiences as well. And some of my experiences are, I was born in a war zone. I'm from another country, and I was born in a war zone. I got to America through a 6-month journey of survival through the jungles of Central America. So kind of like those kids now that are at the border with the foil blanket that come in the caravan. I came to America the very same way. It's been going on for many years, and so the way that I see it, or the way that I explain it to people, is that those kids have grown up. So once I came to America, I spent most of my childhood in LA. We did like a stint in Chicago, and just like kind of rough areas like Compton and stuff, but mostly like the Hollywood area, the real sketchy part. So I have a struggle bus, and I was a dreamer before the dreamers were established. So I have an alien because I was undocumented. It's like a little joke. Don't get offended. And then I was also a teacher for a long time, and then I was a teacher in survival, which is a different sort of energy. I also have experience with grief. I've lost close family members, and I have lost children through foster care. I also have experience coming back after natural disasters. I sometimes can't believe it, but I've lost homes to war and famine, to an earthquake, to poverty and transience, to fear. I've lost a home to fire, and in 2021 I live in Texas, and I lost my home to a snowstorm. I've also experienced what I want to call divorcing myself and starting over, like a new life. So I mean, I know I have like an image, right? But the image is really, I didn't put it on here, but I did go to school for art and design, and this is the remnants of that. Like, or maybe I did say it, I was an art and design major, and this is what I've kept, is like, I've kept like a sort of aesthetic through what I wear as a form of art. But the struggle is real, like, and those both can exist at the same time. And so I don't want you guys to think that I'm like making stuff out of my butt. Okay, So my work is influenced by these books, but actually a lot of books. And like I said, I know I look a certain way, but I'm actually like an extreme introvert and homebody. You will find me inside my house as much as possible with my headphones on. And normally what I'm doing is like I'm like reading an audio book on spirituality or psychology. So these are some of the things that have influenced my work. This is A Course in Miracles, the Bible, Eckhart Tolle, and Florence Scovel Shinn, and then APA in reference to the work that I've done for a doctorate. So A Course in Miracles, and I kind of get a sense that people are going to be like, oh, one of those should have been first. And like, there's literally no order. Like, look at me, like, look at my work, right? There's like no order. So I'm going to challenge you for that. And if you've ever read this book makes you want to read this book, but it's a super tough read. This is also a super tough read. Eckhart Tolle is a spiritual teacher. He teaches about presence and peace. And if you ever watch him on Facebook, or like if you ever watch clips of him, you'll probably be like, Miss Vega definitely loves that guy. You'll be able to tell. And then Florence Scovel Shinn is an author that talks about manifestation through your word, through what you say, which is something that is touched on in these other works too. And then also AP, did I mention that already? APA in reference to the work that I've researched about mental health and psychology. So I do want to tell you how this channel was born, because something about me is that I am an extreme introvert. And I used to say that I was shy, but then people were like, you really should quit saying that because you're not shy. I'm just like a homebody, right? So when you do doctoral level work, you have to present a lot. And I had to present my work in front of my classmates at a residency. And my classmates were all like in business suits and like super serious. And I was like in overalls and rainbow shoes, which is like my general vibration, right? And I was like, oh my God. And they were all presenting on like super serious business things and science things. And I was like, okay, I'm about to get up here and talk about feelings. And I did. And it went well. And then at the end of it, like one of my classmates who literally, I've never even talked to this guy again in my life. He probably wasn't even like a real person, but he comes up to me and he's like, you know what? And I've never like talked to this dude ever. I know his name is Jeff. And he was like, you know what? You should be the next child star. And I was like, oh my gosh, sir, I'm like a whole adult. I just dress like this. And he was like, oh no, that's not what I mean. I mean that you should find a way to get on TV and talk about your research and your topic. And that was 3 years ago. But it brings me to this moment because, like, I am an introvert. This is the last thing I would ever want to do. But here I am doing it because I know that I can give you guys something. I can't give you therapy, even though that's what I'm going to school for because I haven't graduated. But I can pull from my experience and teach you how the mind and body work. Because as of today, there was a school shooting yesterday, and just like, Earth is janky, and everybody's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And it's an election year, and you know those times can get a little dicey. I do that because I can't be a public school teacher right now. Maybe one day I will be. There's like issues, you know, but I still love the kids. Oh my gosh, I freaking love the kids. And I have so much respect for the teachers out there that are still doing it. It's so hard. It's so hard. So I want to offer you guys some tools of what I know, of what I've researched, of what I've put together. And also parents, you know, of kids. I also love them very much. But it is going to cost you. And the reason I say that is because, like, you know, there's like so many manifesting coaches and stuff, and they're like not even for real, but I'm for real. Okay, this is like high quality research. I'm just really sweet. But what it's going to cost you is a like, a subscribe, and probably a share. Or, because I'm not going to do this for no reason, because like I said, I am a shy introvert. So that's a little bit about me, Miss Vega. Some fun stuff about me is that, okay, well, I have 2 roommates, and they are Zen masters. And the thing about Zen masters is like, it's like, sounds so easy and stuff, but Zen masters will teach you with their silence. They're cats. And then I also have a small dog, which like, I look like a person that would have a small dog. And he's really wound up. So it's like 2 Zen masters, myself, I'm pretty Zen. And then like the super wound up dog in my house. And that's it.